Testing. Wonder if this is working fine. Let me go look. Every time I don't look, something probably happened. Testing. Let me go look. All right, so it does look like everything's good. Let me post it on Twitter real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. Everything's okay. I appreciate it. All right, so okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Anthem. I have been seeing a lot of feedback when it comes to Anthem from YouTubers. I've noticed that right now it's only got 4 reviews. I wonder why the embargo is not up. Like, why is there only 4? Any other time, this game, like any game, would have like 10 to 15 reviews by now. But for some reason, this only has 4. So let's go ahead real quick. Let's look at some of the reviews that it does have on Metacritic. I'm talking mainly from a perspective of someone that's seen people talking about it on YouTube. Because I don't really talk too much when it comes to these reviewers. You guys know how I feel about it. All right, give me a second. Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, man. It took me a little bit to make that, actually. All right, so they only have a scored on PC, so it's a 70. It looks like it has a 4, like I pointed out earlier. So let's go ahead and bring this up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on, it's been a while since I did this. You guys are gonna have to be patient with me. I'm trying to remember how to do all this on this side. Let's go. There we go. Screen 1. Let's go ahead and bring this up. All right. Let me bring this over here. All right, there we go. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these reviews. There's only 4 at the moment. From, it looks like Destructoid. Okay, everyone knows who Destructoid is. So it looks like it was reviewed on Xbox, PS4. It was reviewed on the PC though. So let's look a little bit about what their negatives were. Do they have a point where they just point out negatives? All right, so let's just read the damn article, I guess. I also dig straightforward narrative while saving some overreaching mystery into the future. It's easy to follow and have a tasteful tease at the end of it. I did see a YouTuber. He was talking about the story, and he said that pretty much the story was kind of bland. It never like got to that hype moment the entire game until the last mission. I guess like the last mission is really good on Anthem. So that's pretty good. I enjoy. I think when it comes to this story, I always expected like not really a Blaine story, but just an okay story to get you to exactly what's going on. So Bioware is an absolute best, know how to make worlds better than most studios. There are lesser efforts, however, above the pack, while the main hub for Tarsus, people tell me this city hub world is trash. Everyone tells me this. That seems to be one of the most equal out things of the game is that the Forte. Oh, man, I don't even want to butcher that. The main hub of the game, I've been told, is complete garbage. I don't know what that's about. Like I told you guys, I wasn't gonna buy it. So and then right here it talks about some of the the grinding and stuff. It's pretty much exactly how I said this game was gonna go. I said this game was going to go around the template that people didn't know what they were buying. And I was kind of right about that. I don't think people necessarily knew what they were buying with this game. Oh, it is. I completely agree with you. The game's going to grow. I think sooner or later you're going to have a a point where the game is worth the money that you put into it right now. As of right now, I don't know if it's actually worth it, but I'm kind of on that standpoint that I want to wait until it's on EA Access. Give me 1 second while I shut my door. I just got to know what they're going to do continuously to support the IP. They haven't really showed me anything and a lot of the reason that people are under the impression that, this game is a BioWare game. Like it's made by BioWare, but it's not your typical BioWare game. It's a similar thing that happened with Destiny and Bungie. Activision sold you Destiny off of Bungie's language. Hold up 1 second. But yeah, when it comes to that, these reviewers, it is. I would not say. I think this game has a better foundation than Destiny 1 did. I will give it that, because there's a lot. If they would do in-game content a little bit better, which we'll get into here a little bit lately, I do think that this game has a better foundation to sit on than Anthem did, than Destiny 1 did. Because I don't know if you guys remember, go back and look at some of the Destiny 1 reviews. You'll see a similar trend. But a lot of people really enjoy Vault of Glass, which this game's not going to have that. It's not going to have that Vault of Glass. All right, let's talk about something else I've been seeing a lot lately is glitches. Apparently, this game is full of them. I've seen people talk about glitches where you can't even play the last mission. Like you fall through the map at the end, right before the final cutscene of the game. And what happens is the final cutscene of the game gets kind of glitched out to where you can't even see what's going on. I've seen multiple people complain about this. Now, supposedly there's a day one patch that dropped and it fixed a lot of those issues. So I assume that that's fixed. But when you give reviewers a product to review, I kind of felt like the day one patch, like, to me, if you're reviewing a game and you leave that out because the day one patch, you have no knowledge that that's going to get fixed with the day one patch. So it always didn't make sense to me in that standard. Like, you should review the game how it is. Friday and this game dropped last week, right? It dropped for the PC, the premium thing, which that makes no sense to me either. You have the EA Access and then EA Premium. EA Premium's on PC. They got like EA, they work similar with the, they get it a week early, but the difference is EA Access only gives you 10 hours. Premium, you get the full game. So kind of confused on that end. Like, I feel like the good way to sell that product is to have them both do that service, do them both overall, or give the premium. What's up, Black? So give the, I'd feel slightly if I was a premium member. Yeah, definitely. Because what you're doing is you're promoting a product that's not going to work 100% when you get that. So that never really made sense to me. It's never made sense to me. Why would you need to scale back the day one patches to come out the day that the premium version comes out? So you need to tell me I'm going to pay you for your premium service, get your game early, and it's not going to work as efficiently as it would if I would have just waited a week and saved the money. But I digress. That's just me. So let's go ahead and go into what I think the biggest problem with people are having with this game. This is a lot of YouTubers. You can go look. The game sounded like a Division. People saying it's boring with lame loot. I've been told that a lot of the higher loot, it's not really a dramatic difference in appearance wise, and some of the legendaries look like just the same as a common weapon. Which I don't know. I can't speak for that. Like I said, I haven't played this game for the reasons that I'm preaching right now. I haven't played it because I don't really enjoy these type of games. That doesn't have a better end game. We'll go ahead and go into that real quick. The end game of this game's always been the kryptonite when it comes to me playing it. I'm not saying that people won't enjoy the end game. Not saying that one bit. I do think people will enjoy the end game. The problem I have with the end game is you have companies like the Division that tried this shit. Oh, I don't know about that, man. Destiny 1 vanilla didn't have a lot of content at all. I have been told that it's easier to get to max level in Anthem than it was Destiny. But like I said, I'm not going to really speak too much into that. But back to the end game, they have these things called strongholds. How their end game works is it spikes the difficulty up like a couple notches. So you have you have easy, normal, and hard. You have these modes throughout the whole game. Now, once you get to a certain point with using these 3 modes, what will happen is once you beat the game and you get to level 30, you unlock Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3. Now, I have watched a couple of people's opinions on Anthem that saying that the difficulty spike is severe and you will have to grind. So you're going to have to grind probably, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 15 tries, whatever it is, their Nightfall versions. I know they have weekly things just like Destiny did with their Nightfalls. I know for a fact that they told me it's a drastic increase in difficulty. So that's cool because it'll give you enough reason to go back and, train to take on that Grandmaster 2 or take on that Grandmaster 3. But I always hate difficulty that's based on health and that's based on how much damage the enemy does. I feel like if you make a difficulty in your game and the higher difficulties is just making them bullet sponges, you need to have you need to be ashamed of yourself because that is not the way to make difficulty. I will say that until my face turns blue, because that's all. I hate games like that. Games like Bloodborne that have just one difficulty that's designed to be difficult, but it's not unfair. I feel like bullet sponges most of the times unfair because it takes you a crap ton of shots to kill them, and all they need to do is roll up on you with a shotgun and kill you mad fast. So I do think that is one of those things that the entire industry as a whole needs to work on, not just this particular game, but it's more that Diablo feeling to where you have a Torment 1, Torment 2. The higher you are, the better drops you get, and I respect that. I don't know if they fixed Lord King David. He had an issue with the fact that when you get drops, what happens is that drop will carry you can't even look at your inventory throughout the whole mission. I don't know if they fixed that for the actual game. It was like that in the beta. I never understood that either. You have a loot shooter when you want to pick up those items when you're actually walking around. You don't want to have to wait to the end of the mission. I never understood that. I don't know why people defend that. The lack of the raid itself, like I don't know why people defend Anthem in general. Look, it's going to be a good game for people who like it, but I don't think this game's going to have legs. I don't think this game's going to be able to survive big AAA title hits. I think the moment something hot comes out or the moment the Division 2 comes out, people they're leaving this game. It's going to be in the longest portion of people. That made no sense, but you get what I'm saying. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to leave Anthem when this game comes out. Now, for those of you that didn't see my video, I did make a video explaining why I wasn't going to buy the game, and I thought I was pretty, I thought I was fair. I'm not saying the game's going to be bad. I'm saying for me particularly, in my experience in these kind of games, because I have a vast experience when it comes into the Destiny genre, just Destiny, because I think over 1,000 hours in Destiny 1, and I got like probably 500 to 600 hours in Destiny 2. So I can speak for this. And, people that sit there and say, oh, you're a Destiny fan, you can't speak on this. This is something that, you're just being biased. Look, I'm a Destiny fan. I have a feeling that I can speak for this kind of genre. Let me go ahead and relate this. Anthem and the Division, Anthem and Destiny are 2 entirely different games. They're just based on the same foundation. One's a third-person shooter. One's a first-person shooter. You don't need to tell me. I know. All I'm saying is what makes these games flow, what makes these games flourish is not in Anthem. And it's speaking for itself. If you guys really think that this game's going to go from a 7 up to like a 8, 8.5 to a 9 with more reviews, I don't think you're really looking at stuff. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying that all it's going to take is something a little hot. And people ain't going back to Anthem. EA needs to learn from Apex and make all these games free to play. Then they can do more microtransactions with the backlash. I don't believe that. See, in order for you to be able to successfully do what Respawn did with Apex, the gameplay has got to be above average. That's the reason Apex was so successful, is because it was so good. They literally walked in a bar and they threw that big ass. I ran out of analogy. I had a bomb ass analogy and I read a comment and that's gone. But anyway, the reason Apex works so well is because they had that product. They had that reason for you to come back. I don't necessarily think Anthem would have translated like this. Well, what would you have done? Like charge for the Warframe, not Warframes, the Javelins, the microtransactions, the cosmetics. I think maybe you could have went that way. The whole game would have had to be rebuilt, but maybe you could have. Warframe had this game on lock for years already. It did, but let's be real here, meds. Warframe wasn't hot for a long time. I remember when Warframe came out and people dropped that shit like crazy. Warframe is the same love story that Rainbow Six Siege had. The devs are like, fuck the community. We're going to prove our shit, and we're going to make them like our shit. We're going to pull up in there, point the gun at them and be like, you going to play my shit. I don't believe that, man. I didn't hear anyone talking about that game back then like that. I didn't. I did not hear anyone talking about the game like that. Now, I remember they drastically changed the gameplay of one of their updates. It was trash at first, but it was amazing. Now it's been out for years. That's what I'm saying. It was bad when it first came out. Whoever made Warframe, because I don't play that game, they were pretty much like, we're going to improve and we're going to make this game good. You know who everyone needs to look at that no one gives enough credit for is Ubisoft. Ubisoft is the best developer out there at fixing dumb games, at fixing trash games, at fixing games that didn't come out the greatest. They have been doing extremely well. Look what they did with Rainbow Six Siege. Do you guys not remember how dead Rainbow Six Siege was? That game came out and it was done. And I think it had a lot to do with, I think the overall game was good when it came out. But, at that time, I think there was a lot of first-person shooter fatigue. And I think it was a bad release date, which, carried over and made it to where it didn't initially sell well off the gate. So Med says, honestly, EA should cop Warframe whole free-to-play economy. It's the most fair of any game. I can neither confirm or deny that. I don't really play Warframe. How exactly is their economy that makes it so advanced and above all the rest? Go ahead and put that in there. When it comes to, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Ubisoft. Ubisoft took, let's say, For Honor. They fixed off what's up, Browse? They fixed off the foundation of For Honor. They took feedback, they fixed that game up, and they let the community make that game. That's what I felt like Sea Thieves should have done. But I digress. Sea Thieves, I don't know about Sea Thieves these days. Yeah. I hope this, Planet Xbox, we plan on playing that a lot more once the PvP aspect comes out, because I think that's what the game needs. It needs a lot more destruction, a lot more chaotic shit going on, and just not collecting chickens and what's the other stuff you do? You do a couple things in there. This isn't about Sea Thieves, it's about Anthem. So I do think that, when it comes to that, people need to be more like Ubisoft. Ubisoft takes the consideration of their games. They don't just drop them. EA has a bad habit of that. Yes, Planet Xbox is tonight. EA has a bad habit of taking games that don't do well out the gate and they just drop them like they ain't never existed. Or if they don't think they're going to make money off the game out the gate, they just they cancel the entire development cycle, which I don't agree with. Everyone knows how everyone feels about this whole Star Wars fiasco going with EA. But when it comes to Anthem, and Anthem in particular, what else are they really going to come out with this year? I think Anthem was the only big game besides, maybe Madden. Obviously, there's going to be a Madden. There's always a Madden. Madden's like the staple all the time now. Yeah, even with killed him with the rocket launcher. Oh, okay. I was reading something on Twitter. I apologize, you guys. All right, so let's see what EA is coming out with today this year. Besides Anthem, we're not going to take any sports games. Obviously, we know that. 2019, not 2020-19. Oh my god. All right, let's see what comes out this year. What's up, Mark? All right, so it looks like EA has Anthem. Then they have the Apex Legends, which those two games. They're kind of cannibalizing their own self because I think that Apex Legends gave a large community of people a reason not to buy Anthem. I have to agree with Lord Cognito on that one. Star Wars: The Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know anything about this game. Do you guys know anything about this Jedi Fallen Order? It's made by Respawn. Supposedly they're having some kind of announcement about Titanfall as well. I don't know if they're going to do anything with that. Sea of Solitude. So in 2019, we have Anthem, Star Wars, and Sea of Solitude. Let's see if any of these games have release dates. Star Wars does not have a release date. It does not have a release date. Neither does the Sea of Solitude. So these games don't even have a release date. I think EA looking spooky. I think EA. I don't know, man. What they did to Battlefield, what they did to Titanfall 2, what they did to Battlefront, what they did to Dead Space. What else? What else have they messed up on? I hear people complained about some of the sports games, but I don't play that trash, so I wouldn't know what exactly they did. You'll never hear me say this again. Ever again. I think EA needs to take a huge L. Bigger than they took with Battlefront, bigger than they took with Battlefield. EA needs to take such a big L that it almost borderline bankrupts their company. They need such a big wake-up call to fix the nonsense that they put themselves into. They got too much. I wouldn't say they're money hungry. I would say that they look at the wrong market than they're in. They looking at the cell phone market was like, yo, they seem to like that shit. Let's copy that. The problem is you're in the console market, EA. Go make mobile games if you want to be in the mobile market. I'm sure you have plenty of resources to do that shit. But when it comes to console games, the market's a little different. Not too different. People will still pay for microtransactions in the console market. No one's trying to deny that. But with games like God of War, games like Spider-Man, you can make a good single-player orientated game. Anthem should have been a single-player game co-op max. Shouldn't have had a multiplayer. Shouldn't have had shouldn't have been a loot shooter. BioWare doesn't even make games like this. I don't even know why they were making this. When I see people talking about BioWare and what they're making with Anthem, the only thing I'm seeing is EA's hand in their development. I doubt the loot things. Normally the indie, they don't really mess with the creators like that. For example, No Way's Out. Yeah, No Way's Out. I did forget about that. I think that's a good thing that they're going on. I hope they support that studio a little bit more financially so they can make something greater. But when it comes to in terms of just raw what's going on right now, right here, right now, EA needs to take it out. And I don't like wishing bad stuff to companies, but EA's gotten to the point where I'm pretty sure even though they're getting all this bad publicity, they still making millions because they're still. I mean, look how much money Apex did. People will sit there, they'll boycott, Battlefront, they'll boycott Battlefield, but they won't boycott Apex. It's the same publisher. The same money is going to the same people. So I feel like if you're going to be a social justice warrior for gamer rights, quote unquote, you're gonna have to hold this L and not play Apex too. But that's just me. You can't boycott one developer that's owned by a publisher and not boycott the other one because the money's going to the exact same place. But what do you guys think? Who here has played Anthem? Put it in the chat. I'm curious on a couple questions that I do want to ask. Who's played Anthem? I don't think no one's in this chat's played Anthem. I see Merc in here. I don't think Merc's played Anthem. But who here has played it? Because I do got a couple questions for you. And what are you playing it for? Oh, see, okay, Sammy Prescott. What is is there a huge difference in the weapons? Like, for example, I don't know if you've played Destiny, but the exotics, I don't know what they're called on Anthem. They look pretty nice. You know, they look prestige. They look premium. When you get an exotic, you know it's an exotic just by looking at it. Legendaries, not as much, but they do look like a legendary. When you get like a white weapon on Destiny, it doesn't look anything like that. It looks plain as hell. Is there a difference in visual fidelity and the design choice that they went with those? Oh, there isn't. See, that's a bad thing. When you get a loot shooter, you want loot to look different depending on what you're using. It's the perks on them. I mean, I get that, but at the end of the day, like, if you have a gold shotgun and it looks like the white shotgun, I think that's a problem. And that's just personally me, but that's a problem. How much have you done, Sammy? Have you done anything when it comes to, you know, the strongholds, anything? Is there any kind of dedicated loot depending on like what stronghold you're doing or anything like that? Or is it they all pretty much everywhere? You get the shotgun in Stronghold 1 that you would get in Stronghold 3, or the shotgun in Easy that you would get in Stronghold 1. Obviously, I haven't seen Masterworks yet. All right, let's see if there's any on Google. Anthem Masterworks. All right. So, okay, it goes common, uncommon, rare, epic, masterwork, legendary. It's an unconfirmed, could be higher, so that might not be true. All right, let's go to pictures. Let's see if there's any different ones looking at the pictures. It looks like you can get varied based on difficulty. Okay, that I would prefer something that's I would prefer set value depending on what you're doing. You can get like only in Masterwork 3 you can get this certain item, and you know there's a rare drop for it. I would appreciate that, but you know we ain't never really gonna know what's going on here. I do see like a little ability chart. I used the Ranger. I didn't really like the Ranger, to be honest with you. The Ranger that I think that's the one I used because he had like a grenade. Like, why are you gonna have a grenade? And then it's like he had nothing but explosives for his ability and his special. His special was like a bunch of rockets, and his ability was a damn grenade. Oh, I get that. Some people do. I can't really find any pictures. Maybe it's because it's like such a newer game. I don't know. I can't really find any like dedicated pictures to what these weapons look like. Well, ain't that a bitch? Oh well, we ain't gonna really. It looks like there's a crafting way you can get masterwork weapons, which is cool. We definitely need stuff like that. But you know, if I were to change stuff like this, it would have to be a raid. Put in a raid, and not this. You know, you can put the Grandmaster stuff into, but I want a raid. I want a cooperative experience. You can play with up to 4 to 6 people. I don't want the 8 shit that the Division's got going. It's hard to find 6 people on Destiny half the time. I don't know how we're gonna find another 2, but we'll get to that when it comes to that. I don't want that. I want that raid, and especially you know with it being a PvE centered experience game, I feel like that they can make a fantastic raid. And every time someone asks them on Twitter, they just dance around the question. Obviously, it's PR. You know, they got people telling them what to say. I'm sure they ask people, you know, in emails what they can say to this. I'm sure they got people in PR that are standby 24/7. That's like tells people if they can say that, if they can't say that, or if they can't. So we'll have to see. I want a fucking raid. If they show me a raid, I'm in. I will buy that shit the next day. They gotta show me a raid. I'm tired of this nonsense that people say that not every game needs a raid. Every game doesn't need a raid, but it sure does help. It helps a lot. Look what the Division did. The Division showed up with no PvP, no raid. They copied a lot of the weekly events that Destiny did. It's like they copied all the good shit and not the great shit. Like, and now look what's happening to the Division 2. It's got PvP on jump because they got butchered because it didn't. It's got the standard PV. It's got PvP. It's got the raid, and the raid looks promising. That's the stuff I need to personally see to continue doing this. I need to see commitment. If anyone in the chat have they said if they're ever going to make a raid in this game? Some people tell me yes. Some people tell me no. I just need something to use a build on that. So it doesn't need to be a raid for any. I'm just getting people to do that. Yeah, I get that. Like, and then I've been told one of the strongholds at the end of the game is just the last mission. So you pretty much only just have 2 strongholds, which that's weird. But then again, that YouTuber said the last mission was good. So maybe I'm kind of confused on that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people on Weapon Well, I heard say that they said it was going to come out a year later, and I ain't never heard that. It looks like there's 27 Masterwork weapons in Anthem, so that's cool. There's plenty of content that you can loot for. 27's pretty decent number, actually. So what do you guys feel? This wasn't meant to be long. It's just, I'm tired of this day and age. You can't really talk about what you expect from a game these days. Like, if you say anything, you're damage controlling. If you say you like a game, you're damage controlling. If you say that you don't like a game, you're being too hard on it. If you say that you like a game like Crackdown, you're not being too hard on it. Like, it's so much like dumb shit going on. Like, that's a completely different video. I don't want to go on a rant about Crackdown. All I would say is I enjoy Crackdown, and I got a lot of shit for enjoying a game. I didn't even say the game was amazing. I just said I enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed jumping around, blowing shit up, but that's just me. But anyway, I appreciate everyone that came by. I'm going to try to do more of these, have them a little bit more centered, constructive. I got a PC coming here really soon, so hopefully, when that PC gets here, I got I'm talking Intel. I don't know why. I got a Ryzen 7 2700X coming. I got a decent GPU. It's not anything spectacular, but it's okay. I'm gonna take this channel a lot more seriously. I feel like at the end of the day, only person I can blame for this channel not growing is myself. So I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna start doing more of these. I'm gonna do my reviews. I'm gonna start doing Let's Plays with Kid Smooth. I got it's just a 970. It's nothing strong. Look, I'm a broke motherfucker. Okay, I don't get paid for this YouTube stuff at all. I don't get super chats. I don't get none of that stuff. And that has a lot to do with myself. I've branched out, helped people build podcasts like Planet Xbox. Iron Lord's podcast is a little bit different. That's all of our podcasts. But I've branched out and I've helped build podcasts, and I've never built a talking show on my own channel. I don't stream, so that's my fault. When will you get a PS4 game? I actually have a PS4 again. The controller broke. I got to get a new controller. I don't know about playing Apex on PS4 though. That DualShock, I don't know if I can play first person shooter on the PS4. I got to finish Persona though. We'll have to see how that goes. But anyway, definitely, guys, check into Planet Xbox tonight. I think it's gonna be lit. I don't know how bad. I don't know how much crazy shit Jez is on this Wednesday night. We'll have to find out here in a couple hours. Kid Smooth's probably gonna be streaming Crackdown here soon. He says he's gonna. I don't know if he'll stream Crackdown actually because of the podcast tonight, but we'll have to see about that. He's gonna review it. I'm curious what he has to say and what kind of score he gives it. I kind of want him to give Crackdown a 9 out of 10 just to see the Twitter burn. It'd be nice. Yeah, it's. I wouldn't go as far as say Jez is the MVP. I like Jez. I do. Jez is my dude. Yeah, I disagree with some of the way he presents himself, and I disagree with some of the ways that how Grind My Gears is rarely about any other platform but Xbox. Which at the end of the day, if he's an Xbox dude, he should be more critical towards Xbox. But he does play the other stuff, so I kind of find a little humorous that he doesn't make Grind My Gears on other stuff. But it's his channel. It's up to him to figure out what he wants, what kind of content he wants to put on there. Oh, PC Gamer. Well, you know what? PC Gamer Magazine can kiss my ass because that's clearly not what's going on. Giving a 3 for the number of maps it has. I didn't see him saying something like that. I don't know. I don't really tune into too many Grind My Gears because you guys know how I feel about them. They're all generally about the same stuff, but people love it because his viewership goes up. The amount of people that watch him go up. You talk about negativity out in these streets, you're gonna grow. Look at Young Yi, or man, I don't want to butcher his name, but I'm horrible at pronouncing shit. Yeah, he does nothing but negativity, and he grows crazy every year. But I'm gonna grow a channel off of gaming in general. Obviously I talk about negativity, but I want to learn a better way to critique companies. No, son, you hating. How am I hating? I'm kind of confused. But you could be talking about me hating on multiple occasions. I don't know which one it was. You talking about Jez? You're going to have to elaborate on that one. But anyway, what for the people in this chat right now, what would you guys prefer me to stream? Because I really want to get into that. I don't know. I'm going to stream. What I might do is stream certain games, but dedicate that game stream to that platform. So maybe if I play something, I'll dedicate, let's say Dead Space 3 came out tomorrow. Obviously, this is an analogy. Dead Space 3 came out like 15 years ago. But let's say it did come out tomorrow. Maybe I would stream all of Dead Space on Twitch. And that would be, the exclusive title that you can watch me stream on Twitch. Stream what you feel like playing. I'm gonna stream Dream Daddy. I gotta stream it when I get my PC. Because right now I can stream, but I can't use my webcam. And I'm not gonna turn my webcam on right now, so don't even act like it. Because what happens is the stream can handle one, but it cannot handle the other. It can handle me streaming, but it can't handle the webcam on at the same time. I've tried dumbing it down to 720p. I won't go any lower than 720p because I already look like a Grizzly Adams dude as it is. If I want that below 720p, I'm going to look like some deformed stuff off Wrong Turn. I will always stream what I like, but I'm not against streaming what people would prefer me to stream to because I don't really care, to be honest with you. As long as it's fun, I'll stream it. It don't really matter to me. Yeah, I see a couple games coming out for PC that looks interesting, like Hunt. I really like to stream that. It kind of reminds me of how Evolve should have been. So I'd love to try to, get down on Evolve, on Hunt. So we'll have to go into that. What times? I have no idea. Kid Smooth's the only person that knows when Planet Xbox is, and most of the time, Kid Smooth don't even know that easy. Also get a green screen once you get your new PC. I've been thinking about it. I'm going to have to see exactly what kind of funds I have left after I pick up my PC. I'm about to drop like $900 on this damn PC. Oh, that's cool, Hustle. Go ahead and tweet me so I can see exactly what you got going on. Yeah, I like old school RPGs. I was thinking about streaming Final Fantasy X when it comes out for the Xbox. But I don't know if anyone wants to watch that. Divinity 2. I would love to stream Divinity 2 if I actually found motherfuckers to play that game with. Honest to credit. Divinity's so good. You got to get it, Addict. You got to get it, Addict. It's so good. I get it. I don't want to play it again. It's so good, but I can only play it one time. bunch of bullshit. Dude had me so tight, man. I even offered to buy it for him on the Xbox when it was on sale for $6. He straight up told me, well, you know, you could buy it, but I don't know if I would play it. How is it so good, but you won't play it again? That's like me saying you don't want to play Final Fantasy VII again. Hell yeah, I want to play Final Fantasy VII again. I already beat Resident Evil 2. I mean, I could stream it again, but it's not like it's going to be a huge reaction because I already beat the game once. I'm going to look into Divinity 2. I'm going to look into that. I might stream that like on Twitch or something like that. I don't know. What's your Twitter? Give me a second. I have all this random shit up. I think it's in the comment section, the description. I need to do that better, actually, to be honest with you. My user ID is Lord Addict ILP. That's what my username is. My hashtag. Well, it's not a hashtag. It's an @. So I guess I was wrong by that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers, man. Help your boy out, man. Go down there and follow me on Twitter. I don't play more games than once, but how much I love them. I don't play games more than once, no matter how much I love them. Dude, I have played so much Final Fantasy games. It's unreal. I've actually been thinking about making a video that's just straight up talking, you know, why I left the Final Fantasy brand in general. Just Dance is not being played. Not by me. Nuh-uh. Look, I might, if someone makes me play that shit on like the ILP Patreon, I might have to unfollow a bitch. Because that's how much I will vividly be upset with you if you make me play Just Dance. I might have to unfollow people. I might have to take like the shotgun to the head or something like that. Like, can you imagine my big ass like dancing? Like, no. Buy Divinity 2 on PS4? I might. What is it on PS4? It's still a $60 title, isn't it? You know what? Honest, I'll buy that on PS4. I will. What's your favorite What's your Final Fantasy game? My favorite one is probably 9. I think 9. Like people like to, you know, deep throat 7. And 7's a good game. Don't get me wrong there. But 9, I just felt like had a better atmosphere. Oh, on sale for $35. Ugh, I have to see if I can swing that. I have to hook up my PS4 though. It's all dusty and shit in my closet. I don't have a controller. How am I supposed to do that? Do they have a store on like the actual Google? Can I Google the store and go into the store from there and buy it? I don't know. I have to look through that. Yeah, but my favorite Final Fantasy is 9. So what I'll probably do is I'll stream 10. I don't know yet. All the Final Fantasies are good, but 13, even 15 was okay. I don't think it was anything spectacular, you know, but I think it was okay. 13 was trash, and what I mean 13, I mean it was trash. I can't explain to you how trash that game was. Like when I think of 13, I think of like, I don't know. I can't even give an analogy for that. 13 makes me so upset. Yeah, just slide online to buy it. I do that. I'll go look into that. Like, I like that game. I like it. No, 8's a good game. 8 is a good game. People want to hate on it. I think I think that was the game that was made trying to bring more of a female audience into Final Fantasy, but they still had core. See, that was the time where they're trying to branch up the horizon to a different audience, you know, try to get more women to play Final Fantasy because it was centered around a love story. But then again, there's a couple of Final Fantasies centered around a love story. 10 was centered around a love story, kind of. I'm going to get 10. I love 10. I've played 10 on the PS2, the PS3, the PS Vita, the PS4, and the PS. That's all. That's all. I don't have any more PSs to go. The junction system was good. I just don't like the draw system. But then again, once you get to a certain point in the game, the draw system's irrelevant because you can use the card feature to get as much as you want. Final Fantasy 15 is not in the bushes. It's like on the edge. It's like about to fall off the ledge. Like it's holding onto the ledge. It's almost in the bushes though. It's almost in the bushes. It's just not quite there yet. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. I got to figure out when Planet Xbox is. That's if I even decide to show up tonight. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I'm in the mood for the Jess smoke today, because I know he's gonna bring some smoke. I know he is. He's gonna come in there and try to like spirit bomb my ass. And today, I don't know if I can handle a spirit bomb. Most days, I'm pretty good, man. I can handle a spirit bomb just fine. Turn myself into Ultra Instinct. That's fine, but just spit out its bonus. Sorry. Definitely. I appreciate everyone that came by, man. I love the result. I'm going to try to do this more often. Try to do it. And what's funny is I used to do the Addict shows a lot. But then I stopped doing them because, I did them a different way. I prefer this way, actually. I think the Addict show it used to be where I just brought guests and we would talk about overall stuff. But I think I'm going to use it for this platform just to talk, maybe bring in Kid Smooth from time to time or another person. But anyway, I definitely appreciate everyone coming by. Don't know how much that means to me. I'll be doing more of these. Definitely follow me on Twitter. This is Gaming. I'm out of here. Peace.